So right now I'm officially a soldier of the Austrian military. Just for 2 weeks there's a special program for this, which is called function service, which I'm currently doing, and I'm glad that this exists because I can be here for half a year. I mean, I gotta do my YouTube thing, I gotta make airsoft videos. But because of this program I can stay for 2 weeks, do this education and then get out of here again, which is amazing, I think. The military facility that I'm currently training at is stationed in Austria, in Kärnten. The regiment is called Jägerbataillon 25 and it's just professionals. There's no Grundwehrdiener, that's how we call it in Austria. So there's no young people, 18-year-old people which have to be here because the government forces them to. It's just people who are here because they want to do it, because they love what they're doing. And those people are good here. Also, the entire regiment is mobile through air. So they have airplanes. They actually have a small airport, like a military airport, in the military facility. So it's a regiment which can do a lot of stuff. I'm glad that I can train here because they have lots of opportunities and lots of possibilities to train. Just to clarify that, I'm not getting paid for this. That's not a active commercial for the Austrian military. I just felt like doing it, and I'm showing it the way that I experience it. There's nothing fake. There is no come on everybody, join the military because it's fun. I show it is. I will also show you the bad side, that it's not always just fun. It can be stressful. It can really suck. You can hate your life once you're out there on the field for several days. It's tough. It's actually really tough. So of all those people out there who think that's just a paid commercial, it's not. I'm here because I want to do it and I just want to use the opportunity to show it to my audience. First of all, it was kind of difficult to get permission for recording especially because this here is a very professional regiment and they are out there, they are in the critical war zones. Of course, they don't want their faces to be in public. It can be dangerous if you're a sharpshooter and everybody knows how you look like. So in order to be allowed to record stuff here, I have some rules which I have to take care of, which is I'm not allowed to show any faces except those which gave me the permission that I can do it, which is only a handful of people. Then all the security area stuff I'm not allowed to record there, and also before I'm releasing those videos I actually have to check with the military if there's no security information which is not allowed to leak. And yeah, after applying all those rules I can release those videos to you. Even though I learned all of those things already 3 years ago, I realized how much I actually forgot some of the very, very basics. I mean, we started with handling the gun, how to handle the gun, all the safety rules, never point a muzzle at somebody. Always keep the gun safe, always be aware of the status of your gun, that you know if there's a cartridge jammed or not. And even though I do all those things in airsoft, not all those things, but a lot of those things in airsoft, the muzzle thing and just, carrying a gun. I'm used to carrying a gun, I'm used to aiming and all of this kind of stuff. But in airsoft of course it's not a thing that can kill somebody, so you treat it a little bit different. What I kind of forgot, how important it is that you always check if there's a bullet chambered in your gun. And the movements you're making there, it was good to do this again, to get them into my muscle memory. And that even in stressful situations, you know exactly what to do. Then what also was very different was the way the bolt feels, because there's no resistance when you're pulling. I'm already so used to compressing springs that was a big difference. And in general, just the fact that you're having a real gun just changes the whole dynamic. You're thinking different of the gun because it's not just a toy. Actually, while we were training the SSG-69 gun manipulation, I accidentally fired a blank fire, which is horrendous, considering that this could be a real bullet that might have killed somebody. It's just something I really have to work on. Especially, I realized this myself, that during this training, as soon as we get some stress, like we had to do push-ups and things like this, all of a sudden I forgot, is my gun now loaded or not? So that's something I have to work on, that's something I have to train, and you maybe don't realize this through watching this vlog, but all the steps that I showed in this video, we did this over and over and over for hours, because you have to get this into your muscle memory, that you don't have to think of it anymore, that the gun gets part of your body and it's not just some object that you're treating. It should be part of you, and you always should be completely aware of the state of the gun. Right after the gun manipulation, the trainer showed us how to measure distances with the binocular, guessing a little bit, guessing basics. Did you put it in relations like, okay, you know a distance, for example, you play football, so you exactly know how long is a football field, so you can kind of guess, okay, that's 2-3 football fields maybe. Then measuring with the binoculars and the spotter 60, which I already learned again, but I completely forgot actually how it works, the formula, working with it. And what was also very interesting is that I had to calculate in my head, which 21st century, you don't calculate in your head. You always have your mobile phone a second away from you and you can just calculate everything super quick. But not in the field. If you're out there for several days, your mobile phone is out of battery, you probably didn't even bring a mobile phone. So you have to calculate in your head while the trainer puts stress on you. So that was kind of interesting to see how bad I'm actually with numbers in my head. So that's something that I have to practice. And yeah, it was also interesting to see how exactly you can measure distances with very primitive devices like a binocular. It's interesting. It's the fact that you just have to know how big the object is that you have in your binoculars. You can already tell the distance just by putting it into a formula. So, I mean, I already learned that stuff, but just repeating it, the fascination is growing again, because I'm realizing how much value is in this training. The trainer also talked a little about advanced systems like laser measuring devices, which are of course very handy because you can measure within seconds, and the chance that you make a mistake it's smaller. I mean, even if you're under stress, you can just press the button and measure the distance. But then he told us some facts which are interesting. If you're measuring with a laser device, of course it's an optic device, so the laser measurement just sends out the laser and receives the information back. And once you send a laser through the entire field, like over 700 meters, chances that somebody has a device that can spot this laser, like even a night vision system can just spot this laser super easily, makes those devices kind of dangerous. So even though if there's lots of technology out there, it's still sometimes the old school traditional methods are still the better ones, still the safer ones. And of course your binoculars also can't run out of batteries, and if they're getting wet, it doesn't matter. And as soon as you have electronic, it might not be as reliable anymore as simple optic systems. What I also completely forgot already is how important it is that you have the exact distance. Let's say you're measuring, instead of 200 meters, you're measuring 250 meters because you basically fucked it up. Then you won't hit the target anymore. Just by guessing wrong by a few percent means that you're aiming too high. The bullet will just fly over the enemy's head, and then that's it. If you miss the first shot, you're done. You have to pack your stuff and try to get out of here.